cheek and lip mousse. Gives a pigmented, blurred look.
Okie, we'll give people a few minutes to roll on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good night so far. Hopefully we're ready for the award show. I just got a fucking ad on my own Twitch channel. Thoughts on me using my Prime sub for myself and Infinite Money Glitch. Jeff Bezos is in shambles. Cool, look at that. Hey, Boonio W, thanks so much for the 30 months of Prime subscriptions. Oh, we got a pretty decent amount of people in here already, and Java's decided now's the time to squeak his platypus, or to squeak Perry. Yes, hi buddy. See, look. What? Wow, good catch. He caught that shit off screen. That's more athletic than I am. Well, anyway, yeah, this will be the final little piece of Season 9 here for us, considering we just unleashed the sign-ups for Season 10, of course. If you haven't already, make sure to sign up for Season 10. Sign-ups are going by quick. And for clarification, if you haven't seen it already, current refers to Season 20 SRs, not Season 1 of Overwatch. Season 20 of Overwatch 2 is considered the current SRs. So, we made that sign-up before the new season was released, so... yeah. You don't need to place. Anyway. That being said, let me go ahead and get my notes open on my other screen over here to see what is our first award going to be given out to here. As always, start with a couple more fun awards. And where is it? There's my little slideshow. I'm not blocking anything up here. That's why I'm up here. You can see the award names at the bottom. Not the award names, but the award nominees. I'll tell you the names there. This is the Ghostbuster Award. It's, of course, the thing that disappeared, and we couldn't find it, or potentially missing some ultimates. But yep, got some nominations here. We got Whalefish Shambali versus the Bangkok Baby Girls. Did not hit a single Sig Flux in a map. I might be a little quiet. Maybe if I move a little closer to the microphone, that would help as well. And turn my gain up. I wonder, I should be using my actual microphone, but I want to make sure I'm using my webcam. Okay, I am actually using my microphone. You'll have to tell me how the audio levels are, because I currently don't have my, please put in my mouth. There. Hey, Paige. Perfect time to show up. But yeah, Whalefish Shambali with the Fluxes did end up winning the championship, but did not do it on the Sigma. Let's just say that. Top 10 clips of the week. Vanishing, going bye-bye, because nobody wanted to actually edit that. Too hard, too much time. I'm also shouting out the Puffles hype after they lost to the beta 3-0, and everybody was like, this team kind of fucking sucks now, guys. What are our thoughts on the fall of the Puffles after missing 8 people on their 7-man roster and then losing 3-0 to the beta? Yeah, so it would appear that their death was greatly exaggerated, as they did come in second. But anyway, regardless. And then we also are going to have the Shmeli Goonies podcast, also going bye-bye, replaced by the most trusted name in Aurora esports, Booney ESPN. Knights 3-0 Baby Girl. That's not really a hype thing. This is a Ghostbuster. You know, this just disappeared. We don't be like. I think going into the playoffs, people were like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna be the top team anymore. Well, regardless, the winner of the Ghostbuster Award is going to be the top 10 clips of the week. Not only because was it fun when it was around, but also because it sort of ruined prod. The start screen had that blank, no video available. And to be honest, I was getting sick of playing Overwatch Clash at Season 7 Week 4 highlights. So that just kind of laid blank. So it ghost busted not only in the content itself, but also on prod. So it's a twofer. It's a 2-for-1 special. It's a goddamn Costco fire sale, alright? So, Ghostbuster Award goes to Top 10 Clips of the Week. Congratulations to our non-existent content team on their tremendous win. Next is going to be the Hold Up, Let 'Em Cook Award. This one is going to be sort of things that we were questioning at the time, or things that really turned to be good to put work into, something that was really impressive to look at, stuff like that. Anyway, our nominees are going to be the NortLogic support comp for the Prague Plague. We haven't really seen NortLogic on the support very much in his Aurora career, playing mostly that Bastion on DPS or potentially that tank role, but they worked in this composition. They put Nort on that support role, on that Juno especially, and it was kind of goated. It became their main look, and definitely wanted to shout that out. That was a cook. The Silver Torb for the I'm Beta. You know, Silvertal's very good on the. You know, we already knew about the Cassidy, but we also knew about the support. But the Silver Torb, kind of a new look for that fella there on the I'm Beta, and it looked pretty damn good. John Torbjorn, indeed. I would agree with that one. And another nomination here is going to be the Big Brains moves post-draft, making all those trades and brought us to a top 5 team in Aurora. So honestly, a really good cook session there from Big Brain to make that team work. And you guys didn't know what this was, but I do. I wanted to shout out. So it's Panini's scouting sheet for the Vega Vengeance. It kept track of things like bans, kept track of map wins, and all that stuff. It was very intricate, very cool. It was a cook, so a fantastic play there by Panini to make that sheet for a team he didn't even get drafted to. But anyway, the Hold Up, Let 'Em Cook Award is going to go to Mr. Doomer, is going to go to Big Brain, and I think just being able to form that team around that Panini showing everybody's sheet, I didn't know. But regardless, I would have given it to Big Brain anyway because of what they did to the Wumpus Waves. Getting onshore Goat was huge. Make that team kind of work, and I mean, onshore Goat is up for a lot of awards. Spoiler alert! Later on in this, got HV Sec. Honestly, that team, and then of course the June pickup came in clutch there as well towards the end. So honestly, just the Wumpus Waves in general were a cook. And they cooked themselves to a top 5 placement in regular season. So a big shout out to Big Brain and potentially even his demons on the side. All right, this is going to be the Biggest Beef Award. This is the people who had, of course, the most rage at each other throughout the entire season. So, of course, at the beginning here, especially during the playoffs, you gotta give a shout out to Boone ESPN versus Say Ari team for the predictions. Say Ari was getting a little too big for their britches, being like, actually, I saw every single prediction coming, but I didn't write that down. Here's this MS Paint image I made. Check this shit out. No, we know you made that. Post this. Too bad. And unfortunately, Boone ESPN on record, on recording, on video, did not get a single pred wrong in the entire postseason. So, unfortunately, got owned. Horse Girls versus Bands. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know if we made a single correct ban the entire season or map choice. We're going to be 100% honest with that one. The biggest beef is going to be us versus the new system. Void Pirate versus Bands. This one not nearly as big anymore, but of course early in the season, you banned Venture and they lost. That was basically the way to get one map off the Puffles. But now that they gave Void Pirate Vendetta, it's over. And what's the biggest beef award without War versus the admins, right? every season someone's got to blow up in general chat, and wow, it's always war. Incredible. But yeah, always got to shout out Warbirds the admins for the usual beef. But the winner for the biggest beef award, it's a self-suck. Boone ESPN cleared Sayari, the most trusted voice in all of Aurora esports. If we're gonna be real here, it's gonna be War versus the admins. But I just wanted to have it be known that Boone ESPN versus Sayari was there in the playoffs. But yeah, it's War versus admins for the real winner. Horse Girls versus Band Snuffed. Well, you know, I wanted to self-suck, so I'm not gonna say that my team was the biggest beef versus bands, because we did have some good bands here and there, mostly in, like, you know, week 1 and 2 when we actually won games. Well, next award is going to be the best meme, and there's a lot of good nominees here. We got the old clock rabbit. Do I have like a clock? Not really. I have a hard drive. There we go. And then we got a late joiner to the party here is going to be the monkey puppet. The monkey puppet is big here, especially in the last little bit. 2K. Everybody knows 2K. And of course, you gotta add in Riposte If. This includes all the Riposte If Evil, Riposte If Chilling, Riposte If Butt Fucking Naked, and whatever. It's gonna be... And the winner for the best meme is not my personal best meme, but I feel that it was the most widely used in the community. I feel like it was the most... widespread. It's going to be Riposte If. My choice, of course, would have been 2K. I love 2K. I think 2K is funny as shit. But the problem is 2K had a really strong finish. Or I should say a really strong start. Got off to a huge sprint. In the, you know, just like, it took off post-draft. It was running up the tables. It was clogging all of our voice channels. And then all of a sudden... Riposte If kind of stuck around, and it's still going on. It's still going strong. So yeah, Riposte If is gonna take home the win. But if it was up to me, it would be 2K. Even though I guess technically it is up to me, but I wanted to formulate around the community more. So 2K, we're gonna list 2K. Well, and now here comes before we sort of kind of get into the more serious awards, we got ourselves the I Am So Excited award, which is by me for me, where I think about what I'm excited for in season 10. So we got ourselves, of course, 5 new heroes, and with the length of season 10, most likely a 6th coming in as well, we're really shake up the game. We got return of the snake draft format, which means I get to use my draft prod again, which I'm excited for because I put a lot of work into it and didn't get to use it for a couple of seasons, but now it's back. So Scott Reports is here, and we're excited to watch the player perform once again. Prod rework is coming in. Going to be working closely with Razmataz, especially the artist, to get some new prod graphics up for you guys. Hopefully make things a little better. We're going to get rid of the highlights on the start screen. We're going to place something else. And the new community events with, of course, our new community team headed by Spicy, including HVSec, and with help from Panini, as always, on the like weekend tournaments and stuff. Gonna be having stuff, you know, like the Pugs is coming up big. We got the weekend tournament. We got talent tryouts coming out. We're gonna try to work ourselves in other games. We're gonna try to get Marvel Rivals and potentially some Deadlock. So we're gonna try to expand Aurora past Overwatch, and this new community team will be kind of the driving force behind that, and that is gonna be why they are the winner of the I'm So Excited, because I think if we can expand Aurora past Overwatch, go into these other games, potentially having, like deadlock tournaments or pug stuff like that. Or even talking about, have like a Jackbox party game night for everybody in the community. We get, 12 or 15 people in a VC and just have a good time. Gardic phone, stuff like that. We want to get the community involved. We want to have people make new friends and get more connections. So we're working closely with Spicy on that one, and we're going to hopefully make this work out. We're very excited. I guess I'm so excited for this one. So the next award is going to be the Biggest Banger Award, which is awarded to the best match of the season. And of course, there's a lot of nominations. There's the 3-0 upset of the Knights over the Baby Girls in the playoffs. There's the Cat Bowl, which was, of course, extremely fun. But there's really no competition, to a map 8 grand finals. Goes all the way to the 5th round. So, we give a shout out to the other games for being good, but grand finals was just too big of a banger to, if I would say if grand finals went to 7 and not 8, I would have strongly considered Cat Bowl. But the fact that it went to 8 made it that much more special. So, unfortunately for Cat Super Bowl, I would agree with Greg there. Cat Super Bowl wins any other season, but not this season. Just too good of a game. All right, the next award is going to be the PMA Peter / Patricia Award. This goes to the member in the community who had a positive impact in not only their VCs or anything like that, but in general chat and getting to know people. So got ourselves some great nominees here, some great pillars of the community. We got Loaf, a rookie coming in here. We got Lobster, Frost, and Dish coming back. But on the Scent nomination, I would strongly consider putting Scent on here. Do I do Funeral? What? Excuse me? No, I don't do funerals. Dearly beloved, no, that's weddings. We unfortunately are gathered here for the burying of Void Fiber. They will be going in the ground, but they will not be emerging in 5 or 6 seconds after burrowing that direction. They are dead. XD. We'll miss them. There you go. That's my eulogy. Big Brain snubbed for PMA. I have never seen anybody hate themselves more than Big Brain after the draft. But thankfully they brought it back. Now it's off top 5. Topaz X Send Me Wedding. I'm not against it. Let's hit it up. Anyway, the PMA Peter. This is very biased because they're on my team. But I never once heard a single negative comment from Frost. Frost might just be the hero. Like, Frost is such a good person. It was such a good time getting to meet them. They were a great rookie, fun to play with. They were awesome in the server. Yeah, big W Frost all around. If I could, even in future seasons, if I had somebody who could play with to pick, Frost would definitely be towards the top of my list. They were awesome to play with. Love their energy. Love the positivity. Love the comms. Loved it all. So, shout out to Frost for being this year's PMA Peter. And we hope to see you back in Season 10. Alright. The PMA Peter is done. Now it is on to the Bargain Bin Award, which is given to the player who went for a very cheap amount of money that should have gone for more money in the auction. There are a lot of fantastic candidates here. We gotta have Nolly on here. The IGL comes up huge. WK, the champion. We don't talk about how they act in the server. If there is an anti-PMA Peter award, it would be given to WK. Onshore Goat coming in for 2K. And Tannic B, of course, always underpaid, undervalued, and always comes up big in the server. But with that being said, it was really tough to see this player go on to perform this well in the playoffs and the grand finals for only 50K. It's going to be WK for the Bargain Bin Award, because not only was WK the only player in Aurora history to play from the International Space Station, but also is a great in communications and in gameplay, all for the low price in the auction. So congrats to WK for being the bargain bin. I highly doubt that you will go for that low and or get drafted that low going forward. So let's see. Next is going to be the Shapeshifter Award. I should say before we go to this award, I didn't pick these nominations. The admin team picked these nominations, most of them. I picked the winners. As much as I love to self-suck, I did not nominate myself for this award. The Shapeshifter Award goes to a player who either was really good on an off roll or who played a lot of roles, stuff like that. It's just who was a very flexible player on a lot of things. So, we got Whalefish, who went over onto the tank mostly this season. We haven't seen that too much. We saw a little bit on like the Kawadi's teams, but playing more on that, that Zarya especially. But in the end, going on their mantra for that grand finals push. Nort swapping off the role and playing all three roles for the Prague Plague, whether it be that tank, that DPS, or support, played all three at a very high level. Myself, I play flex support and Reinhardt. I don't know why I'm here. The admins nominated me. I don't understand. But Transflect as well, flexing off more of that support to themselves, going to that tank and playing it very well. But for me, there's really only one true winner, and that's going to be Nort Logic, because of how well Nort played on that Juno especially, but also on that tank, on the Ram when they needed it, on that DPS, on that Bastion when the Bastion meta was here. So I'm gonna have to give it to Nort Logic here. I don't think there was really an option aside from Nort here for this award. Was so good. It was grinding the game a lot to learn the role for the team, putting in that work behind the scenes. I saw a lot of it in their team chat and stuff. So I think that Nort had a great season on a lot of roles and should be proud, and has earned the spot on Shapeshifter. Next award, sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit, is going to be the Most Improved Player Award. Pretty self-explanatory as to what this award means. So the nominations: Onshore Rook, Mistletoe 18, Lobster, and the Nort Logic are the 4 players up for the Most Improved Award. For me, after week 3, I knew who this award was gonna go to, and it's gotta be Onshore Goat. Like, Onshore came in and popped off on every tank. I knew Onshore Rook coming into this season was, like a good Ram player, but we hadn't seen something like the Orisa, we hadn't seen the Diva, played a little bit of that Zarya, but honestly, Onshore Cook, Onshore Goat, whatever you want to call him, you can call him Most Improved for Season 9. And that was a big and well-deserved trophy there for Onshore Rook to take that one home. Next, we got ourselves Best Producer and Best Caster. These are the only 2 awards that were picked, aside from like MVP and Rook of the Year, that were picked by the community. We open up the voting for the production team, where it'd be producers and casters both had the opportunity to submit their votes for this one. So let's go ahead and look at the best producer nominations. It was me, Corey, and Mistletoe 18 were the 3 nominees, and the production team got together and voted overwhelmingly for Corey. Was able to get a lot of games produced for us. Corey is like the kind of guy who doesn't cast Emperor anytime, so you never really realize that he's there. But Corey did a lot of games for us this season, so we appreciate the work on that. As for the best casters, we got ourselves Fish, Wind, Knave, and myself. And the production team, of course, all got together and voted. And, I mean, I would have to agree with this one as well. So this would have been my pick. It's going to be Knave. Knave did a lot of games for us this season. I had a lot of good casts alongside Knave. Knave has the ability to flex between play-by-play and color, which is a difficult thing to do. So I would say that Knave had a great season. They did a couple games, I believe, last season, kind of on and off. They did the grand finals deaths for us, but this season they stepped it up a notch. Did a lot of games for us, and was great doing so. So gotta give it to Knave, their caster of the year, picked by their peers. So big congratulations over onto Knave for taking home best caster. All right, this one is the Commissioner's Award. This is me giving an award for whatever reason I want to shout out somebody in the community. And for me this season, it goes to two people. It goes to two people on the admin team, and that's going to be Skycer and Corey for their work on scheduling. They, at the beginning of the season, got together. They made all those win to meets for you guys on the teams. They posted them every week. They made sure the games were scheduled on time. I don't think we had like a lot of real issues with scheduling this season, aside from maybe like just the decent lineup. But in terms of getting win to meets made and getting dates known, what's going to be working, there was not a big problem, and that goes out back to these two putting in that work before the season and the work in the season, I guess. So yeah, I think that the addition of doing that, having the admins kind of focus on the scheduling, helping teams out, was really good additions. It helped the captains take a bit off their plate, as well as make sure matches were scheduled on time. So shout out to Skycer and Corey. Corey was more the guy who kind of posted every week. Skycer was the one who made all the win to meets beginning of the season. So these two worked in tandem. Hence, they get to split the award. All right, we have 4 awards left, but they are the big ones. Got ourselves Captain of the Year to start things off, and 4 fantastic nominations here. 2 played in our grand finals. And big brain coming in here did make things work. But post draft, they got the Let 'Em Cook award for a reason. They were a top captain. Flambo Jambo was working very hard. Not playing as much on the team, but you know, formed a fantastic roster with a lot of unknown people. Picking up, Didn't You See Me, who's an MVP, Rookie of the Year nomination candidate. War built another good team. They were playing towards the top. They were sort of trendsetters at the beginning. They were the ones first play that kind of bashed and Ryan Simcomp. They kind of got things together. They got things rolled. They were defining the meta throughout the regular season. And Sonic Ronick, who I don't think there is a question that Sonic might just be the GOAT in auction format. And for that reason, I gave it to Sonic. I think that Sonic, their understanding of the auction is unparalleled in this league. Their ability to build the rosters and put them together. And it comes back to, between Sonic and, say, the other 3, is that Sonic played every map and built around himself as a tank player, as a plat tank player, built this team around him. So I think that Sonic, to step up in the server as well as draft the team around them, is very much deserving. The Da Vinci of auction team building, I would definitely be inclined to agree. There hasn't been a season where Sonic had a bad environment. Yeah, I mean I was there. I was there for the scrim. I know how bad it was. You guys, it's all sunshine and rainbows from the outside, but once you get into the goddamn sunlight it's all sunburns and heat from there, champ. There's nothing forged in the fires of the Hyrax that you want to be part of. That shit was terrible. They won in spite of Flambo Jambo. Type shit. True. Anyway. Rookie of the Year. We had a lot of good rookies this year. It was really tough to narrow down to 4 nominees. But got ourselves Ying, playing very well for the Pittsburgh Puffles. Was a big building piece for their compositions, on certain maps and lineups and stuff like that. Loaf Braun. What more do I need to say other than Loaf Braun? Met's not a rookie, so hate to break it to you. It'd be a really tough for Met to win Rookie of the Year after they played previously. Didn't You See Me, our Grand Finals MVP, and Frost. These were our top 4 vote getters in the. Wait, not MVP. I'm mistaking some things. Hold on. Ari snubbed, yeah, big one. I think personally that Corey was snubbed bigly on this one. But the Rookie of the Year is going to go to Ying. I got snubbed. I wanted back to back. Well, that's unfortunate. But yeah, Ying was truly a deserving Rookie of the Year. Came in, popped off. I just remember week 1, map 1 on Circuit Royale on the Hanzo. That's all. That like from there, I'm like, well, the Tejanos has entered the server and we'll be playing. Yeah, Bap Goat. I'd have to agree. Maybe we should have swapped off the Bap Goat for the Grand Finals when the Vendetta was killing you, but we won't talk about that one. Rookie of the Year goes to Ying. And that means we have 2 more awards left. The MVP. These are our top 4 vote getters for the MVP. So we got ourselves Wind, tank for the Bangkok Baby Girls. Got Nolly, the IGL/DPS for the Nightly Knaves. Didn't You See Me, DPS for the Hyraxes, and Ying support for the Puffles. There seems to be a lot of different guesses here coming in. Why is nobody shouting out the Zarya one trick, man? He almost played a second character this entire season. We love Winter. We're just joshing. And the winner, by, I will say, an extremely, extremely slim margin. It was very close. All these people were within three votes of each other. So, if you didn't vote, if you are a nonchalant, non-voting participant of democracy, you don't get to complain about the winner. But, just didn't you see me? And Green Party voters, yeah, this was, trying to think who would have been like a Green Party vote this season. voting Neptune, who nominated themselves. That would be a Green Party vote. But yes, Didn't You See Me goes on to win the MVP, wins the finals MVP. And if we didn't have it be you couldn't win all the awards in one season, we would have had the trifecta. Didn't You See Me would have won Rookie of the Year as well, most likely. But Didn't You See Me comes in, beat out the second place person by 1 vote. It was very, very close. And hold on, I need to actually get like my real headphones on so I can make sure the audio is good for this part, because we got ourselves some. Okay, there we go. We're getting the big boy headphones on for this one, because we have got ourselves the Hall of Fame up next. This, of course, happens once a year, these are our top 4 vote getters for the Hall of Fame this season. Or I should say this year. The admins nominate one person per, and we throw up the voting. This Hall of Fame is for somebody who gave great contributions to the community, went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Unfortunately, EJ did not get a top 5, but EJ definitely deserved to be here as well in the top. Yeah, not here because he won. Truly, truly true. Let's just say no clips of the week, no Hall of Fame nominations. So we'll go through our nominees. I have them in alphabetical order. This is not in vote order. Myself, I guess, I founded the thing. I run the thing. That's it. that's the pitch. Corey has been around since halfway through Season 1 of Overwatch League. So truly a veteran presence here. I'm also a host of Boon ESPN. True. But yeah, Corey's been here since Season 1. Has been captain multiple times. Now a 4-time champion. Best producer this season. Has been admin multiple times. So yeah, that's it for Corey. Sounds like Shroud. There you go. That's another thing you can type. Sounds like Shroud. But Nadir, the commissioner for our Pokemon League, is going to be nominated here. Took that upon himself. Has been around for a very long while. Multiple-time champion. And just all around great friends of the community. And last but not least is going to be Panini, who has been a head admin for multiple seasons now, has been prod head, has headed up, the stats department, has worked closely with the content team to make those images and stuff for the Twitter. Hold on, we got to restart the music because we're not there yet. But also on top of the stats, on top of all that, has been a captain, has been the only player to win as a manager. So that's a little fun factoid. So yeah, we've all got ourselves really good nominees here. The admins cooked with our choices. So I will, in fact, give you guys 20 seconds, and you get to post on who you think is going to reach the Hall of Fame. Who will join Fedora Master and Real Dog in the hollowed halls of the Aurora Hall of Fame? These options all suck. I would have to agree with you on that one, Nadir, especially the guy in the far left. Got ourselves a couple of different choices coming through. And with that being said, our Hall of Fame inductee for the year of 2025 is going to be Panini. So a big congratulations to Panini for joining the Aurora Hall of Fame. Picked and voted on by the community for his service. Yeah, big claps all around for everybody in the chat. Make sure to give a clap. So yeah, congratulations to Panini for being recognized by this community. I think that the work behind the scenes, you have definitely earned this, my friends. If anybody knows how much work you put in, it is definitely me. So I'll have to very much appreciate the community for letting you in. So that's all of our awards. Our Hall of Fame has been given. Our Season 10 sign-ups have been posted. As Paige has said, congrats to all of our award winners. There we go. We'll take that out. We'll take the Hall of Fame music and we'll throw back up the Purist 2. But I guess it's time for me to get sappy. Hold on. Let me. Boom! Hi, chat. Big. But yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for a great season. It was fun to get back in the commissioner's chair after a couple seasons off. I would be inclined to say we had ourselves one of the best seasons ever. Some are saying this might be the best season of Aurora Overwatch Clash of all time. And folks, we're only going to get better from here. It's going to be draft me, unfortunately. So I guess just being sappy. Thanks so much for being such an awesome community. It was great seeing everybody at the Kato Clash. We have these big events coming through. We're gonna have even more stuff like that with the community team. Just honestly, a Booney were to get that suit. I got this suit in high school. Back in Mankato. I'm not sure if that place is still open, but yeah, high school suit. How I still like somewhat fit in this is impressive. That's like a miracle of God that I still fit in this. But yeah, I'm being sappy again. Thanks so much for being a great community. It's so fun to get back in this commissioner's chair and hopefully give you guys a great experience and hopefully make it even better for next time and for next season and beyond. So I guess I can safely say your quest for this bad boy begins in just a couple weeks in Season 10. Hi, Java. He's not part of the trophy. But with that being said, for myself, for all the staff here at Aurora Esports, and for all the community all around, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your evening, guys. We'll see you in Season 10.